I thought to use some filters while making this video, but I thought knowledge is far more important than looking smart. Anyways, so today I'm going to talk about economy. Uh, See, professional investors they don't study only companies; they mainly study economy. Economy is nothing but it is a giant money circulation system. Money always moves between businesses, consumers, banks, and governments, and other entities for that matter. Now let us assume it is also same as the blood circulation in our body. Let us assume there is a smooth flow of money. Whatever what happens, the business obviously will grow, and the market cheers the smooth flow of money because there is a consumer demand, and since the availability of money is there in the market, there is enough of liquidity. But what happens if the money flow slows? Obviously businesses will suffer, the profits suffer, and when the profits suffer, businesses are nowhere interested to invest more or expand more. That creates lack of jobs, and again it is related to the income, household income. Now this is the economic loop you need to understand. First there is income. From this income there is consumption, and from the consumption there is a revenue generation for any business, and from this revenue generation of a business there is expansion. From expansion there is productivity. From productivity there are more jobs which are created, and more jobs again create further income. So the loop is simple. First thing is income, second is business revenue, third is profit, from profit jobs, from jobs income. This cycle keeps on repeating, this loop keeps on repeating. Now we understood this. Second, we need to understand there are four main drivers of any economy. The first main driver is consumption. Consumption is one of India's largest economic driver. Why? Because people buying food, clothes, jewelry, cars, housing create demands for the businesses, and with this demand businesses earn good amount of revenue, and from that particular revenue profits are generated. So consumption is a very important driver in India. Second is investment. People bring in money to invest in factories and expansion, leading to more employment, and from that employment productivity is generated, and this is also one of the most important driver when it comes to economic drivers. These are the third one is government spending. Now when government spends on railways, infrastructure, defense, or any other development activities, what happens? There is again a money which is injected into the economy, and this fuels growth. Fourth is exports. Now there are certain companies which serve global demands. There are certain sectors which serve global demands. The best examples are IT. IT serves global demand. Pharmaceutical is there which serves global demand. Uh, Partly or largely, whatever it is, but it serves global demand. Third is chemicals. So exports is also one of the driver of the economy. So these are the four drivers. First is consumption, second is investment, third is government spending, and the fourth is export. Now there is one more important thing which normally is monitored very closely by all the investors, that is interest rates. Now this interest rate is controlled by who? This is controlled by our central bank, that is Reserve Bank of India. So now when the interest rates are on the higher side, liquidity tightens and businesses suffer, right? So growth automatically slows down, because when the money circulation inside the system is not available like before, when the interest rates are on a higher side, people borrow more and businesses also borrow less. Now because of this the consumption dries up, and once consumption is not there, obviously India is a big consumption market, so that is where the sentiment hurts. Secondly, when the interest rate, let us assume the interest rates are lower, these are the times when businesses grow in a very good way. The revenues grow, the profit grows. There is good amount of consumption. Businesses also can borrow the money at a lesser cost. All these things drive business. Okay, so the interest rate is a very important factor which is monitored very closely when it comes to economy. Second factor is the inflation numbers. Now what happens with inflation is moderate inflation is always treated okay, but excessive inflation makes the businesses suffer, because here there is one powerful word which can be used here is, normally whenever there is a cost rise in any way, like food, fuel, household costs, when it increases, let us assume if I run a business, and if I were to increase the business because of all the external factors which are happening around me, I need to pass this extra cost to the customer, right? But if I'm not able to pass this cost, obviously higher inflation will hurt my business. Now, there is one more important concept here is, the most powerful concept when it comes to inflation is, the businesses with pricing power or will sustain inflation pressure and will also grow in inflation. The best example is Asian Paint. See, whenever there is a price hike, even if Asian Paints increases the price of its products, still you go and buy the product. Why? Because they have created that pricing power wherein people trust the brand, their distribution network, and obviously it's a repeat business and people definitely buy it. So this, you remember, pricing power is an important concept. Even Maruti Suzuki also, when it comes to car segment, I have seen Maruti Suzuki increasing the prices without much stress, and people still go and buy the products of Maruti Suzuki. So this is called pricing power. So the second thing is inflation. Inflation is not good, businesses suffer, but again it introduced a very important concept which is called pricing power. Now interest rate is over, inflation is over. Now we need to understand one more thing, that if you see markets, okay, markets always work in cycles, okay, phases. There are certain phases. I will discuss only few. Uh, Recovery phase. Recovery is a phase wherein the market somehow is expected to grow in a moderate way. Things start to be in control. And if you check the psychology of the market, markets are always forward looking. Before the recovery, market starts to shoot up. So this is why you need to understand, even in terms of bad economy, the markets are still accelerating at certain points. Why? Because markets are always forward looking. That's why most of the time market looks irrational to you. So these are the important things we need to understand for today. So I will sum it up. The most important thing is, circulation of money is the most important thing is in any economic system. Before studying any company, before studying any of its fundamentals, start understanding the economy. You will easily understand what to do and what not to do. So this is it from my side. See, the thing is, I always try to um, simplify every possible jargon which is available to the maximum extent, and try to get you some raw out of it. The only thing is, people like me need little encouragement from you guys, so that I can focus. I also can think like, okay, uh, I mean, there is a demand for my market also. I mean, so this is it from my side. Let me check like what I can study next. And remember one thing, I am trying to teach you the fundamental analysis only. But before that, if we don't understand the broader cycle, the macroeconomic cycle, I mean, it is like, always remember, it is economy, industry, then comes the company. Okay, it's not the other way around. It's always one of the safest thing to do. So if you like this way, you can definitely follow. In the upcoming videos, I will post whatever is possible from me. Thank you. Take care.